Hello, basketball coaches and basketball players. My name is Alan from Al's Basketball Training, and today I'm going to talk to you about a strategy that I use with older basketball teams. Now, if you've ever heard of the 2-3 as well as a 3-2 zone defense, this video is for you. If you haven't heard of that yet, I've got other videos on this channel about that, so go check those out. But basically, this is a strategy that uses both of these zones to confuse the other team. So at the higher levels, some coaches will have different strategies and different plays to run if you're running a 2-3 zone versus if you're running a 3-2 zone. So how I like to confuse those higher level teams is by running a hybrid zone defense, where if the ball is out on the perimeter, we would be running a 3-2 zone. As soon as that basketball gets into the post, we will start running a 2-3 zone. So let's get down to the clipboard. I'm going to run a couple of different scenarios against this strategy so that you can understand how you can implement and run it with your basketball team. Let's check this out. Okay, so as we see here, we're in a 2-3 zone defense, and I would actually kind of bait the other team into thinking that we're running a 2-3 zone. So how I would do that is, let's say all these players haven't got down the court yet. We're setting up in a basic standard 2-3 looking very amateur, just, hey man, we're in a 2-3 zone. Let's see what you got. I also do this strategy when I'm running a man-to-man defense as well, just to confuse the crap out of the other team. But we'll set up in a very standard 2-3 zone defense, wait for them to come down. Now, once they've gotten past essentially that half circle / half court, what we're going to do is go into, especially if they're in a 5-out type of offense, switch right into a 3-2 zone. So that now, let's say they pass over to player 2, we'll start seeing player 4 move out, player 3 moving down. We're getting more into that 2-3 type of zone, but we're in a 3-2. We'll pass down to player 4. We'll have a double team down there. We'll have player 1 move over. We're still in that 3-2 zone, but we're double teaming that corner because, of course, it's a corner. Let's say they come across and they set up a low post player. We're going to stay the same until that low post player gets that ball. We'll have player 5 on him. We'll have player 3 and 1 move down and across. Player 2 moving up just a bit, and we'll have player 4, he'll be hovering between players 5 and 4. If player 5 dribbles the ball, we want player 4 to try and reach in and steal that ball. But as you can see now, we are now in a 2-3 zone. We are no longer in a 3-2 zone. The nice idea behind this is if they try to overload our zone, we'll be able to have players who are pretty well adapt and able to cover that overload offense. Even though they're going 4 against 3, it's a lot easier to go 4 against 3 in a 2-3 zone versus a 3-2 zone. 3-2 zones are a bit harder to defend against that overload. So that's why I like to run this style and this strategy of defense. Now, if they pass the ball back out and they stay in this overload, that's totally fine actually, because I would just have player 2 drop back down, player 1 move across, player 3 move up, and now player 3 needs to watch out for player 4 or player 1, cutting back door. But other than that, we now have player 4 getting trapped. We have player 1 staying in between players 2 and 3, and player 5 is staying behind player 5 blue. If the ball goes back down, again, same thing happens. We have player 2 move back up, player 3 move down, and we are now back again in our 2-3 zone. Now, this is a strategy that I implement once in a while. This is not something that I would recommend running with a young team. This could confuse them a lot when it comes to where to go and when to go there. However, if you want, go also check out my Unbeatable basketball defense. Basically, what happens there is there's a double team from the free throw line and below. And everything from the free throw line and above is single coverage. There's also the 4-1 zone that is the complete opposite. Everything that's in the low post is single coverage, while everything out in the perimeter area is a double team, which creates many turnovers as soon as they get past half. So go check out those books. They're in the description below. Anyways, I hope that you have enjoyed today's video. If you have, hit that like button, subscribe, and I will see you guys again later on today for the second video of the day. Also, that unbeatable basketball defense, I should also say, was used in the playoffs last year, and I've got a video on that below as well somewhere. I'll see you guys again later on today.